Oh, nice little profile, by the way. That's a sweet look you've got going there with the perfect tie, the double Windsor. You're looking like a handsome devil, I'll tell you.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. That's what people are telling me down here. They're like, "You're the tie guy." And I'm like, "Yeah."
Oh, seriously? I'm just hitting that out of the park. Nice.
Yeah, sure. So, hey, thank you.
Cheers. So tell me, how did you get the job in South Carolina at the beginning? Or sorry, in Knoxville first. How did that all come about?
Well, my wife, she is from Knoxville, Tennessee, and when I was in my last year at school there, I was still I was looking for an internship, and I wanted to be down in the United States. I knew that was a place I wanted to start my career. I knew I was going to be in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I wanted to make sure that whenever I applied for an internship, I wanted to be at the best news station because that's going to obviously benefit me in the end, and I'll be able to get the best hands-on training. So I applied to NBC channel down there, WBIR Channel 10, and it was literally, I kept pursuing this internship for probably 2 or 3 months, and finally they got back to me literally probably a week after I got to Knoxville and said, "Hey, congratulations, we're going to take you as one of our 7 interns here to work with the reporters and the anchors in the news department." So once I got that opportunity, it was amazing. I mean, it was hands-on all the way through. I got to go out with the reporters, got to write scripts, and got to learn a lot about the industry as well.
Nice. So that was a 3-month process for you to actually land that internship.
Yeah, it literally was. I mean, for 3 months, I was sending letters, sending my demo tapes, sending cover letters, everything, my resume that I could possibly send down there that would make me seem like a top candidate for a position. I don't know if they weren't looking at the letters or anything, but finally it was just like once I got there, it was like perfect timing, and they called me a week later and said, "Congratulations, we're going to take you." So maybe they were just waiting for me to get down there. I'm not sure, but once it worked out, it was great.
So did you go down there in May, or when did you actually get down there?
Yeah, I went down in May. We originally, because my wife and we got married in St. Thomas, and we weren't supposed to, I wasn't supposed to go down to the United States because we were filling in all the paperwork to get my green card and to get my work permit. So I went down in May, and customs immigration lady at the border said, "You know what? You're not supposed to go down because you filled in all this paperwork, but I'm going to let you go down because you're supposed to come back in August." So when I went down to Knoxville, that's when I got all my paperwork done, met with immigration down there, and now I just haven't come back. So I'm hoping I'm supposed to be legal down here, but yeah, I've just been down ever since. So I came down here originally in May.
I see. Okay. So you haven't actually received your little green card yet that says you're legal?
No, I got that. Now everything is legal now. I've got my green card and my work visa, so that was one of my stipulations about getting my job in South Carolina, that I need to have all that in order to start my career down here.
Right. No, perfect. No, so how did South Carolina come about? You weren't at Knoxville very long then.
South Carolina once I was in Knoxville, learning a lot of what reporters and anchors do in the United States is kind of different from what they do in the U.S. We can talk a little bit more about that later, but I kind of learned how to shoot packages, how to do proper stand-ups by myself, creative stand-ups, and to properly tell a story the way, kind of how I would say the American eye wants to see it. So I put together a demo tape and I sent it down to South Carolina probably back in July. And they said, "You know what, do you have your work visa? Do you have a green card?" I said, "No, I don't." So they said, "We're really interested in you. We want to hire you as a MMJ, which is known as a multimedia journalist, but I just didn't have the proper documents to do that." Then they said to me, "Well, once you get that, we'll have the job for you." And literally, they waited 3 months for me to get all this paperwork done and completed before they said, "You know what, here you go, congratulations, here's the job for you." So it was constant contact with the news director down there, letting him know that I was interested in this position. We did a Skype interview like we're doing now at first, and then they invited me to come down, spend the night in a hotel, check out the area, check out Charleston, see what it was like, see the newsroom, meet everybody, and I just fell in love with it. And here I am today, 4 months after I first started, so it's been great.
Nice. So how was the move for yourself and your wife? Going from Knoxville to South Carolina, you got the job and packed up the truck, and there we go?
That was it, yeah. We is because when I was still in school there in Oakville, I had all my stuff in storage in Mississauga there.
Right.
So they basically, I had to move to Charleston, start my career first, and my wife and father-in-law, they drove from Knoxville all the way up to Oakville there, picked up all of our stuff, loaded it into a moving van, and moved all the way down here to Charleston. So I was here by myself for maybe about a week or two before she came and before we had our apartment furnished. But no, it was, once they offered me a contract, the first thing I thought in my head is what Francis D'Souza said is, take that opportunity and learn from it and make sure the contract was okay, negotiated some things, and, from there, everything is going good and smooth so far.
Perfect. So how long is this contract that you've signed?
Well, it's a 3-year contract, which is good because it's guaranteed employment for 3 years, which is great. I think really the only thing that I negotiated was the money of it. That was the thing I wanted to make sure I could make sure that I felt that I was getting what I deserved. And it is a 3-year contract. Now, if I did decide that I wanted to buy myself out or I wanted to move up into a higher market, I would have to pay basically half a year's of my salary or have the company pay that for me, whoever I was going to. And then I can move out of it that way. But right now, I'm pretty much settled for 3 years here. So,
wow, interesting. So now, if you don't mind me asking a monetary question, how did you determine, what you felt that you were worthy of in comparison to?
The thing in the United States is, which is different than Canada, is in the U.S. there's what's known as market sizes, right? And there's about 212 markets in the United States, and that's in different categories from size, demographics, what type of stations are there, your affiliates, major affiliates, NBC, ABC, CBS. And when I was in Knoxville, that was considered a 50 market out of 200. I asked some of the guys there, hey, what they were getting and where I was going here in South Carolina, it's a 97 market. So when they offered me, a certain amount, I said, hey, that sounds great, but I want this amount. I think it's worthy of this market size. And they agreed, and we met kind of in the middle of what they said I could get between, and we met in the middle. And that's how we kind of worked out the money that way.
I see. So your pay will go up with that market. So the next time, your next bump up, you're going to be in 150, 175 market share, so your pay is going to be according, right? Typically?
Yeah, right now I'm in 97 markets, so I'm in the top 100, which is great. But it's a little bit, it's hard to start off in that market because it's very go, go, go. They expect you to know a lot right away. So I'm kind of that guy who is not really slagging that much, but I'm kind of, trying to get on that pace. So when I go to my next market, I'm hoping it will be a top 20 market. Then the pay will go up from there as well. And then basically you have got a lot more travel. There's a lot more expected of you. That's why they pay you a little bit more as well.
I see. So like you were just saying about slagging a little bit. I mean, realistically, how much are you using from what you learned here in your everyday experience now? Was it just sort of a base that you springboard from?
You know what? Great question, actually, because one of my stipulations was when I was looking for jobs is I wanted to make sure that I knew, first of all, how to use the rundown. I wanted to make sure it was an ENPS rundown that I was using because I knew how to do that, and I knew how to write script in there, and I felt very comfortable doing that. At my internship, there was a thing called Avid iNews, and that's what they used for their rundown, and it wasn't really too comfortable with it, so that's, those were certain criteria that I really wanted to make sure I knew what to do, that they were using Final Cut Pro for editing software. As I said, they were using ENPS for their rundowns. They were using high-definition cameras, something similar to what we have at school there. That was very important for me because I knew I wanted to make sure that I was comfortable using that, and I knew that I'd be able to show my best abilities and qualities at that position. But, the thing is like everything that I learned at Sheridan College, I have applied every single day to my job here. Whether it's, something that I remember one of the teachers saying to me, whatever it was, every day it's like a glimpse. I always, I'll sit there before I get ready to do a live shot, and something will come into my head about doing live shots or how I should tell this story, make sure I hit my who, what, when, why, how, and, if I hit my 5 Ws, it always comes into play. So it was a great learning experience at Sheridan College for sure.
Perfect. So did you do research